So I've done a previous video on the pre-shot routine where I talked about standing behind the line of aim, having a plan, making a plan of what we're going to do on the shot, and then how we're going to decide how to execute that plan. So where we're going to hit on the white and at what power. Now in this video I'm going to try and show you exactly how that works when I go about making a break in the balls. So I'm going to make this little break here and I'm going to bring up on the screen some graphics that are going to show me standing behind the shot and then what I'm thinking about and how I determine how I'm going to get the white where I want it on each shot. Right, so I've set the overhead camera up here and we're going to have a look at me making a break in the balls here. So I've set myself up on this red here, I'm pretty much straight on this opening red, and we're going to talk through now how I go about making my plan and deciding how to play my positional shots. So on this first shot here, I'm standing up behind the line of aim. Now, how do I know where this line of aim is? That is purely going to come down to experience. The more you get used to standing behind the shots properly like this each time, the more experience you'll gain and the better you will get at judging where you need to stand and judging your angles from behind the shot. So first of all, by standing behind the shot like this, this gives me my best view of all the possible routes that the cue ball can take. So on this first shot, obviously I'm nice and straight, so I can either basically bring the white forwards in a straight line or bring the white backwards in a straight line. I'm going for ease here. I'm just going to roll the white forwards onto the black, leaving myself a nice shot on the black. So we can see there that that's the area that I've chosen that I want to leave the white into. So I'm standing up and I'm thinking, right, how do I get the white into that area then? And I'm going to get my white into that area by going from the centre, just a couple of tips up, so you can see on my cue ball where I'm aiming there. And then I'm only going to use low power because it's not a very high power shot. So just a 3 or a 4 out of 10 in power, nice and slow, and just roll through for the black. So let's play this first shot then. So a nice little shot, just roll through for the black there. So I'm going to do exactly the same now. I'm going to walk round to the line of aim for potting this black. And I've come fractionally high on the black here, but that's absolutely fine. I've got a red below the black spot here. Now for the purposes of this video, I talked in the last video about thinking 3 shots ahead. I think for a lot of players when we're first starting, we don't need to worry too much at the moment about thinking those 3 shots ahead. Let's just worry about thinking 2 shots. So here I'm going to pot the black and try and get position on my red ball. So I've decided again that I'm going to play a little run through and I'm going to try and leave my white in that area there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the cushion as well. That just gives me a little bit more margin for error to get nicely on that red. So the way I'm going to do that is to use top spin on the white so that I pop the black and roll through on and off the cushion. Again, not a very high power shot, just about a 4 out of 10 in power. So I'm going to walk into the shot now all that's decided and then just concentrate on executing that shot. And there we go, I've bounced on and off the cushion like we wanted to. Now again, standing behind the line of aim, so standing behind what I think is the correct line, so I'll pop this ball. And again, I now need to work out how I'm going to get position on this black ball. So it looks as though if I pop this red, my natural angle is just bringing the white very, very slightly up and I should have a nice shot on the black. So don't need to do anything fancy with the white here, don't need particularly any stun, don't need much power again, so I can go from the centre of the white, a couple of tips up, just like I'm showing on the cue ball, nice and soft again, about 3 out of 10 in power, and that should bring my white into that area there. So all of that was decided in the standing position, and now we're just executing that shot once we're down. So we've got nicely on the black like we wanted to again. So you can see me straight round to where I think is the line of aim. This gives me the best view possible to see what I can do with the white ball. And on this shot, let's have a look how I can get position on a red. So if I come off the side cushion, it looks as though I can probably get onto that red there into the opposite corner pocket. Now it looks as though I've got the perfect angle on the black to just roll this through with topspin, and the natural angle without using any extra stun is just going to take me off that side cushion and onto that red ball. So that's exactly what I've decided to play. So that's the plan that I've got. I've decided now that that's about a 5 out of 10 in power, and then once I get down onto the shot, then I'm just concentrating on executing that shot nicely. So we've potted the black there, and I've actually fractionally underhit this shot, so I'm not as nice on this red as I would have liked to have been. So let's have a look then at the plan that we're going to make for this shot. So I'm standing behind the line of aim again. So I've picked a line to pot this red. And then what I've decided here is that I need to try and get my white up into that area onto the blue so that I've got a shot then to get down to the reds again. Now, if I was to just roll this red in without using any stun on the cue ball, it looks as though I'm going very close to cannoning into the pink ball, and I won't have very good position. So I've decided here to go quite low on the cue ball to get that almost screw effect up the table, up that line, and into that area that I've shown on the blue. So all that's decided now, and now I've just got to get down and then just concentrate on keeping still and executing that shot. So there we can see now, I'm nicely on the blue now, and now I've got a choice of playing on either of these two reds. So I'm standing behind the line of the shot again here, and now I'm trying to pick an area for the cue ball where I think I'll be nicely on a red. Now, if I bring the cue ball into that area there, it looks as I'll have a red to the right corner, and if I run it slightly too far, I might even have the red to the middle pocket that I'm potting the blue into now. So the way I'm going to do that is to use a little stun shot. So I'm going just a fraction below centre, and then not very hard again, just about a 4 out of 10 in power, and bring the white down the centre of the table. So all of that was decided in the standing position. And then we execute the shot, and we've got a nice shot on the red. We brought the white down into the area that we wanted. So now on this shot, it looks as though I'm just off straight, we can see there. So I've got a nice angle here to pot the red and just bounce on and off the side cushion for the black. So I can see that my natural angle is taking me onto the side cushion. So I'm going to use a little bit of topspin to make sure I get on and off the cushion here, and then bring the white hopefully into that area there for a shot onto the black. So all that's decided, and then I'm going to get there using, again, just about a 4 or a 5 in terms of power, not very hard, and just play the white gently on and off the cushion. So we're nicely onto the black ball again now. And now I need to make a little plan now to get onto this red. Now it looks as though here I need to leave a shot for that red ball into the middle pocket that it's closest to there. I've come a little bit straighter on the black here, than, as you can see, than I would like to be. Makes it difficult to manoeuvre the cue ball. So what I've decided is if I was to just play this with topspin and use the natural angle, that's not very good to me. The white's just going to finish a lot too low. So I'm going to play this as quite a powerful stun shot and try and bring the white up that line and leave myself somewhere in that area so that I've got a nice shot on that red to the middle. So all that's decided. I know this shot's quite powerful, about a 7 or an 8 in terms of power. And then once I get down, just concentrating on executing that shot. And you can see we brought the white nicely up into that area that we thought. Now again, I need to make sure I've got a little plan here. So I'm nicely on this red to the middle. I want to roll through, leave myself into that area there so that I've got a nice shot on the blue, and then I can get up for the yellow. So I'm going to do that by playing topspin on the white, making sure that the white just rolls through a little bit after it hits this red, leaving a nice angle on the blue to then go up for the yellow. So all that's decided. Again, not a very powerful shot, just about a 4 out of 10 in power. So all that's decided, and then when I get down, just executing that shot. And there we go, we've left that little angle on the blue. I've actually left fractionally more angle than I would have liked here, but it's still okay. So the natural angle here is taking me forwards off the blue and somewhere towards where the yellow is, which is not very good. So I need to bring the white backwards off the blue slightly. I need to screw it into that area so that you can see that I'll leave myself a nice shot on the yellow. So this is maximum screw back on the white. Again, not very hard, 4 or 5 in terms of power. Get the spin on the white and try and leave myself a nice shot on that yellow. So all that's decided. Then I'll get down to the shot and just try and execute that shot. And there we go, we've held nicely for the yellow. So again, you'll see me now, I've just respotted the blue. You'll see me come straight round walk round to what I think is the correct line of aim on this shot. And now I need to play off the cushion now, try and leave myself a shot on the green. So if I just play topspin here, it looks as though my white is coming a little bit narrow. It's going a bit close to coming straight back across the baulk line. So I need a fraction of stun just to send the white a little bit wide off the cushion. So that's what I've decided to do. Again, the shot's about a 4 or a 5 in terms of power, not too hard. All that's decided. And then we get down and play the shot. So we've come off the cushion nicely. Now I've got a shot on the green here, and again I just need to decide exactly what I'm doing. Again, it looks as though I might come a little bit straighter than I would like on the brown, so I'm going to play just a fraction of stun on the white, so almost in the centre, maybe half a tip below centre, to just get my white into that area that you can see there. So that's exactly what I've decided here. And then once I get down to the shot, again, 4 or a 5 in terms of power, just concentrate on that, nothing else. So I've left a nice little angle on the brown that you can see here now. So just like I've talked about in other videos, I'm going to play off the cushion and into that area there. So if I was to just play topspin, not quite going low enough on the side cushion, it looks as though the white would be too high on the blue, leaving me a very tricky shot then on the blue ball. So I'm going to play from the centre, again about half a tip down, and it's not a very powerful shot again. As you can see, all of these shots have been quite low powered shots. So I'm going to use about a 4 or a 5, probably a 4, not very hard shot this one, fractionally below centre, off that side cushion and towards the blue. So you can see I've come nicely onto the blue now, almost left the perfect angle. I haven't got to do anything special here. So if I just roll this blue in, it looks as though my white's going into that area. So as you can see, I'm standing behind what I think is the line of aim. I just need to roll this blue in gently, and then it should leave me into that area here. So just about a 3 out of 10 in power, nice and soft. So just trickling the blue in there, and that's left me nice little angle on the pink here. So on this pink, if I was to just roll it in, it looks as though I'm getting very close to cannoning into that black ball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play stun on the white ball so that I stun over across the face of the black, leaving myself in that area there and leaving a nice little shot on the black ball. So all that's decided. The shot's, again, only about a 4 or a 5 in terms of power. So all that's decided. We get down and then we just play that shot. So I played that quite nicely, left myself a shot on the black. So just like you would normally, make sure you've got a plan for the shot. So there's no need to do anything special here. I can just hit centre of the ball and then the white will just come off the black cushion and bounce up slightly. So all that's decided, nice and gently, 4 out of 10 in power. Just drop the black in. So hopefully there then, you've got a better understanding now of the things that we're visualising as part of our pre-shot routine. So in the previous video, if you want to have a look at that one, the link for that is in the description below. In that video, we talked about thinking 3 shots ahead, having a plan for the shot, where to strike the white and at what power. So in this video, I really wanted to show, using some graphics on the screen, exactly what players are visualising when they're standing behind the line of the shot. So we're looking exactly where we want to strike the object ball, and then we're already planning in that standing up position where we're going to get the white for our next shot. So as always, if you did find this video useful, then please give the video a like. If you want to see more instructional tutorials just like this one, please subscribe to the channel. If anyone's interested in any personal one-to-one coaching sessions, then visit my website www.bartonsnooker.co.uk. As always, thanks for watching. Cheers.